Hello creatives, and welcome back to the design studio. I can't wait to share this design with you because in all honesty, I have looked high and low on all the social media sites, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, you name it. And as far as I can tell, unless people are selling this as a private tutorial, this method is not available in the public forum. So I thought I would share that with you today. So I'm going to be learning alongside you and how to put together this particular wreath. But before we get started, let me cover a few housekeeping items. So if you want to keep this tutorial, and trust me, you probably will because it's the only one out there on the internet and you don't have to pay for it, just click the share button down below. It'll share this tutorial on your Facebook page where it'll be handy when you need it, when you're ready and have all your materials handy to go ahead and put yours together. Also, if you can do me the privilege of liking and following the page. Why are both necessary? Well, if you ever want to be notified when I go live on Facebook, you need to make sure that you have both secured. So the like is easy enough to find. It's the follow button that's a little confusing, which is right next to the like button, 3 little dots. Click on those 3 little dots. It'll open up a sub menu where you can click follow. And that's a secret. That's how you can find all your other people that you want to be notified when they go live as well. Also, private group is remaining open for the duration of this month. And then we're going to be changing things up. And trust me, you're going to want to make sure that you get in now because things are drastically changing. And this is the best deal that you will find anywhere. I have been researching private groups, whether they have a business group or a design studio, and both collectively are more than the single price that mine covers, and that's only going to last probably through the end of March. So if you can, and if you're interested and you've been holding off, now's the time to do it. So go to catscreationsandmore.com, click on the private group link. 3 different ways you can sign up. You can go monthly, you can go yearly, or you can just do the one and done and sign up as a lifetime subscriber. And then you're good. You don't ever have to worry about ever losing sight of your membership or trying to finagle a billing thing. And the price is pretty reasonable for you for both sides of things. YouTube subscribers, a couple things a little bit different for you. You won't be liking and following. You'll be subscribing to my channel. And if you didn't know about it, I do have a YouTube channel. It's under Cats Creations Wreaths, where you'll find almost about 500 video tutorials. So if you've never taken an opportunity to look, that would probably be a great place to begin. Everything from 2017, I think was my first video, or 2018, all the way through current. All of my public lives are housed there. Website I'm going to go ahead and pull up for you because this design, while we're making it today, is going to be available for sale. I already have it listed on my website, which is catscreationsandmore.com. So let me do that. And it's been raining on and off today. And it's interesting because it wasn't supposed to do that. It was just supposed to rain for the morning. And then that was it. It was supposed to be one and done. Let me pin that. Okay, so that's pinned below. I'm going to go ahead and pivot you down. We're going to go ahead and get started. And I think I've got everything up and done. So hi, Pam. Welcome. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Valerie. Let's see. Hi, Cheryl from Florida. And we're going to go ahead and pivot you down. So hang tight. Here we go. Okay. So this is what we're working on today. And I thought about posting a picture and I was like, no, let's just go ahead and just keep this one a secret until you log in. So what we are going to be making today, Hi Holly, is a Poly Burlap Sunflower Wreath. And you guys are probably rolling your eyes going, but there are videos of that, not with this method. So I'm going to teach you a totally new method. But the first thing I want to do is to show you how to burn your Deco mesh. So we're going to be doing this one in an orange color because that's the kind of Deco mesh color that I currently have available. So you want to make sure you have a wood burning tool with a chisel point. And I'm trying to put that in a dark zone so you can see. It kind of looks like a knife blade. Okay. So, and you need one that goes up to 425 degrees. You will also need a glass cutting board. You can get these at Walmart. I believe mine is 12 by 15 for like less than $10. You want to make sure that it's textured, it's clear, you can see through, because you're still going to need to know where your lines are when it comes time to burning your mesh. And why do you even need to burn mesh? Well, if you've ever worked with Poly Burlap Mesh before, you know that it frays horribly. And most people have even given up making wreaths with Poly Burlap because it frays so easily. So what I'm going to do is we're going to cut these into 10-inch pieces. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm lining up my cutting board on the 10-inch mark. Then I'm going to be stretching my Poly Burlap out so that both the bottom and the top are accurately represented on that 10-inch line. If you just measure it to the middle, you could wind up short on your top, you can wind up short on your bottom. So just make sure you pull them both. And then you want to find your 10-inch line. So starting on 10, we want to cut on the 20-inch. And so our 20-inch line is here. We want to pick a column, and then you're simply going to stay like cars on a freeway, stay in your lane all the way down. And then that way, what it does is on the edges, it kind of does a heat seal on that edge. You want to make sure that you're using this in a well-ventilated location. I'm doing it out here in my shop, which is huge. And trust me, it's plenty vented, because if it wasn't, Kat would not be running 3 different types of heaters in here to heat everything up. So we're doing 10-inch pieces. We're doing them in both orange. We're also doing it in green. And in order to do that, let's just go ahead and cut another piece just so you guys can see that one more time. So stretch it out. Make sure your bottom and top are hitting your 10-inch line, because we know that it always like wobbles in and out. Pick a spot. Your wood burning tool is your car. Keep your car in your lane. We're not changing lanes. And then that way we have even pieces. So I'm going to take this, unplug it. I like to move these well away, because that is the last thing you want, is a burn from a wood burning tool set at 425 degrees. So we're going to be using the large Unique in the Creek flower board. This is 15.5 inches. And I'm going to show you how I have lined up all of my 6-inch zip ties. The easiest way to do that is to show you the back probably. So we are not using any of the outside right here. We're going into row 2. So row 2, row 3, and row 4 is where we're putting our zip ties. And if I flip this over, you will see that zip ties are in every single hole location. So not just the 2 that are together, but also the shared holes in between. This gives us, I want to say, hang on a second, I'll tell you. I want to say it's 32 on the outside, 24. Let me look. I have them all written down. We are doing 32, 24, and I think it's 16. 16, 24, 32. So those are the only rows we are using. And I think, yes, you can't see the numbers on this particular board. So just rows 2, 3, and 4. We're not using the center. That is where the center of our sunflower is going to go. You can get the Unique in the Creek boards from uniqueinthecreek.com. You can also order them through Craft Outlet and a couple of the other crafting companies. And I even believe that Hobby Lobby, if I'm not mistaken, is carrying the large flower boards. Hi, Cheryl from Ontario, Canada. Welcome. So every single hole all the way through, shared holes included, on rows 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that means you're going to need, what is it? I think I counted all these before. I think it. I'm wondering if I did my math correctly. We might be doing this again. So 32, 24, and 16, I think is what I said. Let me just count the inside ones. So I'm going to start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Quite clearly, cat cannot. I did it right. 72. You're going to need 72 petal pieces. Total, if you want to do them all the same color. There's some people who vary. They might do it like orange in the center, and then they might do a pattern, and then they do orange back out to the side. It's entirely up to you. There's no hard and fast rule that says you can't mix it up and do it any other way, but I thought I would at least show you this way. And then also on the top of our board, you'll notice that there's orange sunflower. I kind of felt like it was only appropriate to make sure that we did something that kind of coordinated with that. It's kind of funny because my husband was like, I forget what color he pulled out, and I was like, it's an orange wreath. We're going to do orange. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this piece off because it's a little too thick to try to move through there. And so I'm going to simply go, I want to go down and up. So I'm going to try to do this where it does not come out. And I got this from Hobby Lobby last year in the fall section. It's just the braided cord. I'm going to do it like that. We're going to go ahead and tie a nice knot in here. Nice slip knot. Left over right, right over left. And that will create our hanger for our wreath. Any questions before we go ahead and start? Hi, Charlotte. Welcome. Hi, Shirley from Oklahoma. Hi, Linda. Hi, Margie. Hi, Rosemary. Okay, so let me show you how you're going to put your pieces together. I like to use zip ties. Can you use Dollar Tree ribbons? You can. You'll find that this method will work a little bit better because our rubber bands can degrade over time, and you want to kind of keep your petal pieces intact as they get in here. And then also, if you go and kind of straighten up your petals, you'll see that once I have these secured, I'm going to be placing them under the zip ties on the board so that those cannot be pulled out. It kind of creates a resistance portion. Now I am taking the finished edge. I'm putting that, right now it's at the top. I'm going to do a slight pivot to give me a diamond shape. I'm going to simply go top to bottom. And if you've cut these straight, you should get a nice perfect triangle. If they're slightly off, I guarantee you don't have a squared 10 by 10 piece. My husband yesterday was giving me 10 by 11 pieces, so I'm like, they're not lining up. So once we do this, we're going to take this corner. I'm going to keep a finger here, a finger down at the bottom, and I'm going to lift my corner and bring that over to the other side. Why do I do that? Is because I want to keep clean lines all the way through. And now you're probably recognizing this as your Star Trek petal. That's what some people refer to it, because it kind of looks like the icon from the TV show Star Trek. So all we're going to do is we're going to pinch in the middle, and then I'm going to grab and pull my end in. I'm still holding that. I'm going to kind of grab to the middle and then bring my ends forward. And then as you can see, we create a beautiful thin point for our sunflower. So I'm going to take my zip tie, place my zip tie right inside, nice and tight, just like that. Super cute, right? Most of our sunflowers you've seen have the very large petals. From here, where are my cutters? Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and trim this off. I'm going to move this to the side because I don't want that little point on the top. And then I'm going to cut off the excess here. So I'm just going to, about a thumb's length, we're going to leave that little portion intact. And that's how you're going to create your petals for this particular sunflower wreath. Have you guys seen this done before? I'm curious. Hi, Joanne. Okay, let's do this one more time. So, and you can leave it if you want it, you know, kind of long and oblong. You can kind of play with how they position, but roughly it should wind up from the top to the bottom. We're looking at, let me do it here, 7 inches from top to bottom, a 7-inch petal. Okay, let's do this one more time. Here's our finished edge. These are all cut with a wood burning tool. We're going to pivot it so that our finished edge is on the left side. We're going top to bottom. Push those down. We've got perfect corners all the way through. I'm going to put my thumb here and my other finger here so those don't slide as I'm bringing these up. And then it starts to form your little Star Trek petal. We're going to gather in the middle, gather one more time, pull the ends in, pull up the mid side, and then pull up the end. And now you've got these beautiful little petals. They remind me of little goldfish. That's what I was telling my husband. I'm like, they look like fish. Just little fish. And I wanted to share with you guys, I'm officially a grandmother. My youngest, my baby, had her first baby over the weekend. So he and they are happy at home and resting. So super happy for them to start their family. We will not be going out to visit until after my dad's funeral. So got a busy month ahead. So we're going to go ahead and start putting these together. Thank you, Margie. Okay. This is how we're going. We are going to be taking and placing a petal in every single slot. So I always want to make sure that when I'm tightening my zip ties, I have my zip tie on the inside portion so that if I go to tighten them, they don't pull out. So we're going to do this all the way around. And you can see now that putting them together, you can see the look that we're attempting to achieve. A true sunflower, right? And you might notice that they're not all exactly the same size. I don't know if you've ever looked at a sunflower before, but not all the petals are perfect. So we're going to go ahead and just keep adding these in. We're starting with the outside 32, trimming them as we go. You'll see how this starts to come together. Just trying to move some out of the way as we get in a little bit closer. Okay. This is the easy part. Thank you, Cheryl. She said, thank you, or congratulations on your first grandchild. The only thing I regret is that they live so far away. But that just makes visitation, you know, going to visit, gives us a reason to leave home, right? So nice and tight. Make sure you get those down on your board really perfectly. I already have my petals built, so thankfully you don't have to watch me go through and do that 32 times. And we're just keeping those nice and pristine all the way through. So I find if I can move the little ends off to the side, it just creates a smoother base for the ones that are going to lay on the tops of these. What do you think so far? Super simple, right? We would hope. Super simple, we hope. There's that one. And around we go. Sat here and I made all these last night so I'd have them ready for you guys when it came time to go through. When I have seen these on Etsy, they don't have as many. They only have 24 on the outside. They don't have 32. So I don't know how they're doing it. They're kind of squishing some together, I guess. But I like the more full look. So just like so. And you can get this Poly Burlap at Craft Outlet. It is available now. They do have this color in stock, which is just the Poly Burlap Orange 10-inch mesh. Trying not to cut the other zip ties next to each. This should go pretty quick. And you can just push those down as you go. Cheryl says, I love the color. I love the color of this too, because we actually have some sunflowers in our garden that are the orange variety. So you can make this in white, you can make it in yellow, you can make it in, honestly, any color combination you'd like. Sometimes you can do, you know, variegated color. You could do brown and yellow and orange. Couple different options. Oops. Trying to get that shared one in the center. Those ones are the large holes. So you've got quite the gap. And this is where having the zip ties come into play really helps. Pushing all those ends to the side. Super pretty. The only ones that I have seen, because I was looking yesterday, I think people had as private tutorials. And so I just went out to my shop. I played with all of the Deco mesh pieces. And as I was walking by my scarecrow, I noticed that he had the same configuration for his little scarf. And I was like, okay, I figured it out. I know how to do that. So it's going to create a very clean, precise look. And you can decorate them a variety of different ways. You can put butterflies on them. You can put little bees on them. There's all different kinds of centers you can create or purchase. We're almost through our outside ones. So see how the zip ties kind of keep my pieces from pulling out. And we can see all those individual petals, just like a sunflower should. Okay. to remove my zip ties in the process. Look how pretty. And I think on Thursday, I'm going to show you guys how to do it the old-fashioned way. Cheryl says, I've been looking for honeybees. Do you know where you can purchase them? Depends on how big you want. I know Craft Outlet carries some. I know Hobby Lobby carries some. It just depends on the size. But I think I had some that were, they were pretty big. Probably like 3 or 4 inches bigger. So I found those from Craft Outlet, I think. We've got 3 more. There's that one. I don't know why. I am missing my trash can every time I go to put the little scrap piece in the trash that I cut off. I'm just like listening to it plop on the floor. Okay, here's our last piece for the outside. And this is what 32 petals are going to look like. And you will need 2 full rolls of mesh. Now here's the kicker. You should get 36 pieces in each roll, but on my first roll I was only able to get 33, so it came up short. And then on my second roll I was able to get 36, so I actually had to cut into a 3rd piece as well. Do you not have Hobby Lobby, I'm thinking, Cheryl? Pam says, I love the smaller petals. Charlotte, this is the large Unique in the Creek flower board. It's the 15.5. You buy your Poly Burlap from Michaels. Just be careful, Kay, when you buy them from Michaels. You need to make sure you're getting 10-yard rolls or 30 feet. So now we're ready to go to the inside. So we're going to be doing the exact same thing. We're going to be adding these to the inside, and you're going to see that this is going to cover up all that space. Oop. I just dropped another one on the floor. I don't know what it is. Why can't this girl get her pieces down pat? Get her trash in the trash. And they're kind of going in between these pieces. I want to make sure I pull the piece up before, right in between. So now you can understand why we're going every single hole. Grab some of these so I don't have to reach as far. Right in between. Push that piece down. Loving the way that looks. And so now you guys have a totally new tutorial. And I researched high and low, and I kept finding all the standard ones, but did not find any that showed you how to put together one of these. So I was like, I think we're gonna have to create a video. There we go. So this one has 24 to the outside, which is what most people do for their outside piece. They only do the 24, and most of the ones that I've seen for sale only feature 2. They only do the center and the outside, so they might be doing it on the smaller Unique in the Creek board. A whole lot more for your mesh, and I love the way you can look in on the sides and you don't see the board at all. Everything is nicely put together. Like if I was to look at a real sunflower from the side, that's kind of what I'm seeing. All I see is the back end of those pieces. And let's move this one out of the way. So I'm trying as hard as I can to contain all of the mesh pieces so there's no raw edges. So this should hold up really nice. Of course, it's poly burlap, so you still want to take some caution in using it outside. If you have some crazy weather, high winds, rain, snow, I would take it down and move it inside. Can't wait to see this finished, because all I could do was kind of play with a couple sample pieces. But even still, I was like, I've never seen it done all the way to the end. I wasn't about to put them all together, see what it looked like. So we're creating it together ourselves. Okay. And I'm a bit of a neat freak, can you tell? So all of my pieces are like, they're all lining up fairly good. Let's get this one underneath. See, it's covering up this entire section right over the top. Just like this. This one's a little longer. The little tail on it is a little longer. There we go. Grab a couple more pieces. So I've seen these in purple, I've seen them in red. Like I said, I've seen them in a wide variety of different colors, just like this. Not as many petals. Like I said, I think the most any one person had on the outside was 21, and we have 32 on the outside. I always say we. I don't know why I say we. I put the 32 out there. On the board because I wanted value in a good quality product. 2 more to this, and then we work on the inside. I think it's 16. And then we'll put our leaves on. What do you guys think so far? Elizabeth says, how about using fabric mesh? I will have to try that. You come up with a lot of crazy ideas. Not sure how that would hold up. The one thing I like about the Poly Burlap Mesh is that it's kind of got like a weird plastic coating over a burlap mesh. So now we're going to the inside, 16. So I'm trying to make sure these line up. So we're going to do a tight circle. And I looked, had we not done this, like let's say for example I did every other one, had I done that, you would have seen gaps. Like if I would do in here, you would see the gap in between. So you have to keep filling the gaps. So that's why I was like, oh, so I have to keep going every single one to get them in. Nice and tight. And then the interesting thing is our center is going to cover these little pieces here. There we go. Couple more pieces. Nope. See, I was telling my husband, I'm like, hey, some of these were missing. They don't have like the ends cut. And he was like, I cut the ends. I was like, there's quite a few of those that didn't have their ends cut down. But I was just happy to have his help. Because sometimes it takes a while for the whole process to come together. Bringing that all the way in. This to me is how a sunflower should look. It should have a lot of petals. I'm going to get this one out of the way. Push that down. And then trying to get this one, there we go, over the top of that little plastic piece. Because I was like, it's too loose. I can still see down below. Couple more pieces. Snug right inside. I guess I just have to look before I throw my piece in. My little end. Make sure it's over the trash can before I let go. Up under. Okay. Look how pretty. Okay. Nice and snug. And see, I'm trying to keep the ends all pushed to the sides because when we go to lay our center on there, I don't want it to get hung up on any like of the plastic pieces. So I kind of need them off to the side. We don't need any more barriers. So it looks like 4 more, I think. Okay, there we go. One here. Two more. We need to cut some Deco mesh pieces because we are 2 pieces short. Oh, wait a second. You put them over here. So I'm going to show you how to create the pieces again. So 2 zip ties. We're going finished edge at the top. We're going to go corner to corner. And then just press that down so it's a nice neat fold. Place a finger here, your thumb in the center. And then we're going up and over. And then that's how we get our Star Trek piece. We're going gather in the center, gather again, pull the outside, gather up, and then to the middle. And then we just kind of want to make it a little cone shape that way. Margie says, just wondering how many petals you get out of one roll if you decide to use 2 different colors. Logically, you should get 32 pieces, right? No, 36 pieces. But on one of my rolls, I came up with 33. It came up short because you should get 360 inches. And if you cut 10-inch pieces, which is what these are, and I think I just answered your question, Charlotte. They're 10-inch by 10-inch pieces. You should get 36, but it doesn't always work out that way. So it's always nice to have a little bit of extra. So placing my thumb here, I'm taking the bottom corner and bringing it up. And then I want clean corners here and here. Going to the middle, gather, pull together, to the middle, pull together, and then just kind of angle them inwards so they're like a little scoop. You're welcome, Margie. Okay. Oop. I think it's hailing again. It's been hailing on and off. Oh, how long is each petal finished? So right now, the way it is finished, it's 28 inches long, but we're going to cut the end off. So what I do is just kind of use my thumb as a guide, and I'm going to cut the rest off so that it becomes a 26-inch piece. So now we're going to feed these ones in. I'm going to tuck this one in the inside. Remove that. Push the ends down. See, I have no plastic pieces on the top. I'm trying to push these off to the side. Here's our last piece. We're kind of finagling that one in. So now our sunflower is complete. The petal part anyway. Now, you have some options. Yes, I used all the shared holes, Barbara. So if you flip this over, we only used rows 2, 3, and 4 every single hole. So where you have the 2, you put your zip tie there, but also the shared holes in the center. Same thing here for row 3, every single one. So you have 32, 24, and 16 petals. So a couple options for centers, because I've had a couple of them. You could do your standard sunflower petal that goes straight in the center just like that. That looks gorgeous. And then you can also use the flatter wood pieces as well. And you can use this one right in the center, which is where I'm going. I'm going to use this piece, even though this feels like more of your true sunflower center. I just like the contrast of the darker color than the lighter, and you can get both of these on Craft Outlet. There's the hail. So we're going to go ahead and use that one for the center. These are 7, I want to say they're 7 inches. Let's look. Man, that's heavy. Hail. 7 inches. Right? The darker color. It should stop here momentarily. got a metal rope, so give it just a second, it'll go away. It never lasts long. Okay. We're going to go ahead and fasten the black. I'm going to use the pipe cleaner. It is a lot of hail. There it goes. See? It just comes and then it goes. And then we're going to use floral pins. So that is a lot of hail. When I go outside, it's probably going to be all white. So we're going to do it in a V shape. I'm going to place that right in the center. So some hot glue. Place this right in the center. I'm going to let that set up. While I do that, I'm going to cut a piece of felt out. That's an intense hailstorm. Okay, and there it goes. See, it never lasts for long. Let's go ahead and clean that up a bit. I just really want to keep that in place. There we go. Let's do it this way. So I can cut the end. There we go. So I'm going to tack that over the top. Insane, right? We're going to use our floral pins, and I'm going to do them at an angle. So I'm going to push this through, and of course this won't want to push through. Let's try going this way. And it just does not want to go through that felt tip. I just don't want it to slip out. So I'm going to go here, in here. And the floral pins are designed to where they have like a little bit of an indent in them. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's got like a little squirrely indent, so I can keep the pipe cleaner there. So nothing coming through the other side, but I want to make sure that when I go to pull this down, I don't pull my pipe cleaner all the way up. So felt, a pipe cleaner, and some floral pins is what you'll need. And we have secured our bottom one. So guess where that's going to go? The two remaining holes in the center. That is where this is going to go. So I'm going to lift that up. I'm going to pull our center right down. It's going to snug right nice on the top. I'm going to flip this over so you can see. So we're going to do a couple little twist, twist, twist. Just like that, and there went the hailstorm. So we're going to go ahead and cut that off. And then what we're going to do is tuck that back down in that hole. It's got a lot of that in there. So I'm just going to feed that back down. Nice and smooth. Complete smooth backing on there. Look at the top. Isn't that gorgeous? Super simple, right? Now we're going to add some leaves. So on a sunflower, it generally has about 3 sets of leaves. So that's all we're going to add. You have the option as a designer to put leaves all the way around, because remember when we flipped it over, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 holes, 16 if you use one of these to add leaves to. That is where we are going to attach our leaves. And we are using the regular green mesh. So, new petal technique. Awesome, Kathy. She says, gorgeous. I want to try this. Okay, so here's the thing for the other ones. To make your leaves, same thing, 10-inch pieces of mesh, cut with a wood burning tool. We are going to go from this corner all the way up to the top. So right now this roll goes this way. I'm going to let it go that way. I'm just going to gather and walk that right up to the top. And then we are going to fold those in, and that is our set of leaves. So what I should have done is pre-prepped my holes. So I think I want one right here. I'm going to go ahead and pull that through. And I want them so that the smooth bubbled edge faces out. So just like this, I'm going to fold them. I'm going to pick up my zip tie here. Wouldn't you know it? I have it on the wrong way. Okay, well, let's go back through. There's that. Walk it back up. Gonna fold it. We're gonna place that this way because I want the bubble side facing down. There's one. Nice and tight. I'm going to take that, once I snip this off, I'm going to take this little end right here and I'm going to tuck that back into the center of the board because I don't want to see it, so that when I flip these out, now I have my nice sunflower leaves. So we're going to do them in a set of 3. So I've got one here. Flip this back over, probably right here, and then we'll do in here. So zip tie. What did I say here? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm trying to see if I keep 3 in the middle. 3 here, 3 here. Yeah. Let's put 1 right here because that's right at the up and the down, like directly from here. So that's going to hang from the bottom. So same thing, fold it opposite, go from the corner, walk it all the way up. Okay, we are going to flip it, place it here, zip tie it on. So remember the bubbles, it's kind of bubbling this way. I'm going to take that and tuck that all the way around. And then we're going to put our last one on. We can put it right here, just so it's slightly off. I don't want to do asymmetrical. Yeah, I'm going to do it here. Why not? Let's just dare to be different. Okay, so here, walking this straight up, we're folding, actually upside down, placing that here, grabbing my zip tie, placing that on, nice and tight, completely smooth backing. Nothing is going to scratch your client's door. Okay, you can clean up any little pieces you see. This is typical for poly burlap. You generally have frays if you have no way of containing that, like we have with our edges here. So those are not going to fray because everything is contained inside all the cut edges. So that is our sunflower wreath. You guys ready to see this on the front door? Okay, I'm going to show you how to do this. And then I'll go back and we'll show you how to build your petal pieces one more time and how to build the leaf pieces. So let's do that before I flip you up. So just to recap, I'm going to do it with 2 pieces of our green. So to do the petals, let's see, there was a great question. Utona says, why did you not place the leaf between the petal and the board? So it's going to be kind of tough. I guess I could have. I just like it on the outside so that if you're looking at it this way, you see the petal at the bottom You don't see it tucked in between. Does that make sense? See what I'm saying? When you look down in the center, all you see is like what you would see on a petal. You don't see the board. Everything is in there nice and smooth. So leaves, again, on the diagonal, finished edge here, you're just going to walk the leaf piece up. You're going to make those bubble this way. That is your leaf. I'm just going to zip tie that there so you guys can see. Here's our leaf petal, and then I'll show you how to build the petal. Me and my zip ties, they always go the wrong way. So there's that. There is your petal, or the leaf. And then pretend this is any other color but green. So let's say you want to do a green petal. This is what we're going to do. We are going to do them with the curve. You're going to go finished edge here on the diagonal. You're going to take the top, move it to the bottom. You're going to make sure all your edges spread out evenly. You're going to put your finger here, finger at the bottom, and then you're going to go from this corner all the way over to this corner, just like that. And the only reason I keep my fingers there is it just keeps my mesh from sliding around. And this gives you that Star Trek petal. So we're going to gather the middle, gather another middle, then grab the end. You're going to grab the middle, and you're going to grab the end. And then you're just going to concave. That is your sunflower petal. Then you would just zip tie them right to where you've got everything gathered. You would snip that off, and then you're going to leave 1 thumb's length of your tail, and you're going to cut everything else off just like that. So that's how you build the petals for the flower. This is how you build the leaf pieces. Any other questions you guys have? This is available on my website currently if you're interested in purchasing that. The orange one, but let me show you what it looks like on the door. I'm going to go ahead and flip you up. Hello all. You just survived a hailstorm with me. We're going to go ahead and take this one down. Set that one down. And we are going to put this up on the door so you can see exactly how big it is. This is a 36-foot exterior door. We're going to trying to put that on there. Get that all the way flush back. Making sure all of our petal pieces are out. And that is your sunflower wreath. How about all the openings in the petals going the same way? You can do that, Elizabeth. I'm not that overly particular about making sure my petal pieces all go in the same direction. You could if you wanted to, but like I said, sunflowers in general are not perfect. They have slight flaws. Some petals are bent, some petals are non-formed, some are short, others are long, but that is exactly how it looks on your average front door. So, any other questions? And like I said, this is strictly a guide for you to create your own. You guys could make your petals all face the same direction, which means all the folds are folded on the same side. You could opt to put leaves all the way around instead of just in the 3 locations I did. You could opt to put a different center in. You can opt to do orange in the very center. Out here you can do like an orange and brown plaid, and then on the outside do brown, and then do these as green. It's entirely up to you. It's just a way for you to learn a way to create a sunflower wreath. And that's what most of you had asked for. When I taught you how to do the rose wreath on the Unique in the Creek board, I thought, well, let's show you how to do the sunflower wreath. Because honestly, I thought that I had taught you, but obviously I didn't. So I just thought I'd do a whole new wreath tutorial for you using this one so that it looks like a true sunflower wreath. But if you want to learn how to do it the other way, come join me on Thursday at 11 Pacific, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to do the other type of sunflower on the same Unique in the Creek board. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining me, and I will talk to you soon. Keep creating. Bye for now.